Yo, bro, this is a funny ass movie, bro. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Stop. Hi, everyone. This movie was not. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant, everybody. We are back with another movie. We're gonna have one more later today, probably this afternoon. I actually moved up my showtime. I actually swapped out for an earlier showtime to take advantage of the fact that I'm up. Alright. So, that being said, hi everyone. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant. I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. Movies and TVs that we do here, and today we're talking about a movie. Because movies and TVs that we do here, and that movie is Bros. Bros is directed and co-written by Nicholas Stoller, who among his wonderful credits include Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Get Him to the Greek, The 5-Year Engagement, Neighbors 1 and 2, and the underrated animated feature Storks. So this guy knows comedy. I mean, this guy, all those movies are at least a little bit funny. The guy knows what he's doing. It's also co-written and starring Billy Eichner. He plays Bobby, who is a gentleman, is a gay man who has a podcast called The 11th Brick at Stonewall, where he discusses various queer histories and queer studies from across the spectrum of the LGBTQ plus spectrum. And he mentions at the beginning that a bunch of Hollywood producers wanted him to write a movie, a romantic comedy that can be, accessible to straight audiences. And in one of the first of many very funny and very self-aware observations, the executive says, "Love is love," and he says, "Love is love." No, it's not. That's just a made-up phrase that straight people came up with because they were finally ready to put up with us. Yeah. He's not the romance type, you see, Bobby. He's not really... He does the occasional awkward grinder hookup, but he's not a relationship guy until he meets the very hunky and very athletic and roided up Aaron at a club. He's played by Luke McFarlane, who is apparently mostly known for Hallmark movies, which leads to kind of a funny in-joke. But despite, he's also not much of a relationship guy, but wouldn't you know it, soon, before too long, these two opposites genuinely attract, and they fall in love. Meanwhile, Bobby is trying to open the first LGBTQ plus museum with an eclectic group of fellow board members from across the spectrum who are kind of butting heads. And will the museum open? Will he get his exhibit showing that Lincoln might have been gay, or at least bi? And will Aaron and Bobby fall in love? And will this romantic comedy that hates romantic comedies become a pretty good one in the bargain? It's very likely. Let the laughs and heart begin. So, Bros is the funniest film of 2022. Pretty much from, I'd say, about 90 seconds into this movie, there's a joke about one of Bobby's early endeavors that fell apart, which is gay history-themed children's books. That made me and my very packed and very enthusiastic audience laugh extremely hard, and for about the next hour 53 minutes, it was pretty much nonstop laughter from there, with very, 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 very little room to breathe. This movie is, like, if you're talking hit-to-miss ratio when it comes to comedies, this is about 98.8% out of 100. This movie, hit. This movie is it's just funny. That's all there is to it. Bros is a scream. And, it's not simply that it's it's that kind of funny, where it's you actually, to quote Roger Ebert, and this is more than once, I didn't just laugh a couple times. There were a couple times where I almost need to be hospitalized. There's one joke involving, and it's a running joke, and it's the kind of the rule of threes, the third time they did it, there's like a fake Hallmark channel where they're making a very pointed joke about how Hallmark is trying to do more progressive LGBTQ plus movies, but they're doing it for brownie points, and it's very clear they're doing it for brownie points. And there's a joke about, all I'll say is, I'm not going to spoil the payoff, but the first polyamorous Hallmark movie. And I was just, when it happens in the movie, the whole theater, including myself, I laughed so hard I honestly thought I was going to lose consciousness. Like, it was that funny. And that, like, it caught me off guard that much. Billy Eichner is wonderful. He's funny in the movie. He's charismatic. He can sing, which I didn't know. And I've known Billy Eichner's work. The guy's, Parks and Rec, Bob's Burgers, Billy on the Street. The guy's funny. And he's great here. The subversive, self-aware sense of humor is great. Luke McFarlane, who I'd never seen before. I don't watch a lot of Hallmark movies. I've seen enough of them to get the jokes in, say, like a Clusterfuck Christmas, and to get the jokes in this movie. But if I saw him in one, I didn't know who he was. But I know him now. Luke McFarlane, please make more movies. Because you're really good in this. And he's good as, like, sort of, he's sort of good as a comic foil to Billy Eichner, but he's also funny. And he also has charisma and is lovable. But the other thing is, like any good film from Judd Apatow, and this is a Judd Apatow production, and from Nicholas Stoller, underneath all that humor and all the raunchiness and all the kind of comic, over the top, kind of awkward sexual sex scenes and sex humor, there's a big, beating, joyful heart. This movie is also one of the sweetest and most romantic movies I've seen in a while. You genuinely root for this relationship. You feel bad when it looks like it's not going to work out. You care about these characters. This movie has an amazing comic cast of supporting actors. You got people like Eve Lindley and Dot Marie Jones and Jim Rash, among many, many others who are kind of on the board of this LGBTQ plus museum. You got people in there like Guillermo Diaz from Half Baked is in there, and Chappelle Show's in there for a little bit. You got people, bit parts from people like Ben Stiller, and one of the best cameos of the year, and one of the funniest cameos of the year, from Deborah Messing. That is just what we get from Will and Grace, which is one of the funniest single scenes, I wouldn't dare spoil it, about her sort of finally seeming to kind of vent about Will and Grace. And it's one of the funniest scenes where she kind of curses out Billy Eichner at one point, and it's just, it's brilliant. The hype is real, you guys. This movie is a scream. I absolutely loved Bros. I thought it was one of the funniest. This might actually be one of the funniest romantic comedies, at least this century. Like, I'm not kidding you. This is like an early contender for one of the best comedies of the 2020s. And guys, I'm gonna give it. Yeah, you see it. Bang. 5 out of 5 stars for Bros. Damn. This movie just... I'm a sucker for the Apatow formula anyway. I'm kind of one of those people who rejects the idea that, his movies are too long, they're always 2 hours or more. Look, if a movie's working on me, I don't care how long it is, as long as it consistently keeps me engaged in it. And yes, could there be an argument that Bros runs a tad too long? Yeah, but I was laughing, so I didn't care. I didn't feel the length. 5 out of 5 stars for Bros. This movie is... LGBTQ plus straight whatever, go see this movie. Like, this is not a movie that's necessarily trying to push a big agenda. It's just trying to make you laugh. And it works. It's funny. But at the same time, when it comes to the actual representation on screen, it's great. Like, this is a movie that also, has, outside, pretty much... the entire cast, even the ones playing straight roles, are played by LGBTQ plus people. That's awesome. That is just... This is, and Billy Eichner is a movie star. I want to see what he does next. He hasn't really taken the lead in a movie before. I loved Bros. And in fact, Honestly, I want them to make a sequel. I know that it doesn't necessarily set up for one. I want to see what these guys do in a few years together. I really like these characters. It's just I loved Bros. This is gonna be one of those movies that I'm gonna buy on Blu-ray and put in my when I have a bad day and I need a laugh rotations, because this movie's great. Anyway, so yeah, 5 out of 5 stars for Bros. Let's close the book on it. Trailer trash. We got a lot of trailers for this one, in front of this one rather. So, those trailers are The Menu. We talked about it. Looks good. I Want to Dance with Somebody. We talked about it. It looks really good. It's the Whitney Houston biopic. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Talked about it. Looks good. Spoiler alert. This is another LGBTQ plus film. It looks really good. It has Jim Parsons. Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory, that Jim Parsons, as well as Ben Aldridge, who's so good on Pennyworth. If you haven't seen Pennyworth, it's on HBO Max. Binge that shit. It's before season 3. It's really good. And it's I guess a true story. It's about this. It's like a romantic dramedy. These two men who meet and they fall in love, and I think one of them has AIDS. Yeah, I think has AIDS and is dying, and that's what the story's about, is about their love. It's basically like that. That's what it's like, a love story-esque kind of movie with a slight subversive humorous touch. Looks really good. It also looks like Jim Parsons might get an Oscar. That would be cool. The Estate. This movie looks really funny. It's Toni Collette and Anna Faris and like David Duchovny. And it's like these relatives, the David Duchovny character, who's the cousin, who's like weirdly incestuous and kind of weird, and it's like this dark comedy about these sort of adult family members, like grown family members, who are squabbling, trying to like butter up their sick aunt to like get her like estate and get all her money. It looks really. And then none of them like her, but they're just doing it to sort of exploit her. Looks really funny and looks really, really like kind of off kilter and funny. Hadn't heard of it until now. It has a good cast too. Babylon. Talked about it. Looks good. Damien Giselle. Black Adam. This is the newer trailer. Looks good. The Fabelmans. We talked about it before. Looks really good. I love Steven Spielberg. And then Ticket to Paradise. Talked about it. Looks good. And was there shawarma? No, there was not. Alright, we will be back later today for Vikram Vada. And we will also be back for Hocus Pocus 2 tomorrow, and Pony Even Selvin Part 1 on Monday. That'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you wanna. Give it a subscribe if you wanna. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on Letterboxd.com at Raisin Popcorn with Grant. Facebook, Raisin Popcorn with Grant. Want to know what I'm watching on TV? Find me on Serialized. I'm all one word, all lowercase, Raised on Popcorn. You can also check out my podcast, Raisin Popcorn with Grant, the podcast, on Spotify and Anchor. Leave a comment, even if it's just, hey Grant, I like waffles. Really helps out. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important. And I want to know down below, what did you think of Bros? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we're all raising on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. Catch you guys next time. Take care. See you around. Bye.